So a lot of people know your story, Tess. Can you just give us a quick little update on what happened, how long ago you were diagnosed? Okay, Mom will take care of that.
She was
Libby.
pretty young, yeah. She was 3 just before she turned 4. She wasn't feeling well, having some weird leg pains. We took her into the doctor, and after weeks of tests and scans, they diagnosed her with stage 4 high-risk neuroblastoma, which at the time had a 20% survival rate.
Right.
Is kind of what they told us when we got to Memphis. But within probably 2 months, they had, because research never stops, and
Right.
research had advanced, and a new opportunity came up that a treatment came for her to increase to, I think it's now 65 to 70% survival for kids with neuroblastoma, which is huge. When she was diagnosed, it had been 10 years with no change in treatment. They were
Right.
just kind of trying the same thing with not much success. So she is actually, with the protocol that she was on, she's the oldest, one of the oldest living survivors of neuroblastoma of the protocol that she had. So now everything that happens, they're trying to figure out, okay, how can we trace this back? And
Right.
so she calls herself a big science experiment, which she's always willing to be. But with the research,
Right.
that changed the course of her life, and it changed our family because they didn't stop trying and researching, and here she is.
Yeah, when we go back to that in the research, because I remember talking with Spencer about this, that when you come in with a low survival rate percent, then all of a sudden there's this new research, and then it boosts it up to 50 or whatever the
Right.
percent may be at the time. That has to help just relieve a little bit of stress, but you're still, stage 4, so you're still in a big fight.
Right. Yeah, it was never easy, but when you're in St. Jude, whether you're in Memphis or you're here in Peoria, no one is making you feel worried about that part.
Right.
Ever. They're making you focus on the good things and the fun and the happiness, and they're dealing with all that. And
Right.
and a lot of things about her treatment we found out years later. I mean, this was 2009. So much has changed since then for
Right.
her and for, all the kids. So yeah, it's definitely the atmosphere that they create. And you guys, you've talked about how St. Jude is a fun place and kids want to go there. And we
Right.
were talking about that on the way here. And she said, I don't really remember anything, but it was so fun, and it's still fun to go back to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you still go back, right? Because you're part of the, they follow along to see
Yeah.
how everything is
Yeah.
going.
Once a year we go down and they follow along for her benefit and for theirs.
Right.
We do more here with Peoria for her emergency, like just medical things that come up.
Right.
Everything's dealt with here. But just 2 weeks ago, I took a stack of bills into the Peoria Clinic, and they smile and say thank you. And
Thank you.
we go on our way. So.
And then you turn around with a smile on your
Yeah,
face because
yeah.
they're taking care of it.
Yep.
Was that something that you experienced when you were down there? I mean, the time that you spent of not ever having to worry about anything.
Never had to worry about anything. And honestly, when we found out what was going on and we were here in Peoria, I remember them saying, you're not going to have to pay for anything. And I said, well, we have insurance. It's okay. And they said, no, you still don't have to pay for anything.
Right.
We've got it. And I thought that meant medical, which was a huge relief because at the time I had a 4-year-old, Tess was 3, a 2-year-old, and a 5-month-old. So we were, kind of in the battle
Yeah.
of everything,
Right.
diapers and all that.
And all that stress that's going through.
Yep. And getting down to Memphis, and they were handing us money for food, and we were staying for free, and they were giving us money for gas for our travel to get there and to get home. Even if we could only go home for 3 days, they would say, go be
Right.
with your family, go home. We've got it.
Yeah.
We've got it.
And now, Tess, birthday is coming up in, what was it? What did we figure? 17 days? Less than 3 weeks. Your birthday is coming up. And you're going to be
15.
15. And that means driver's ed.
Yeah.
And you're excited about driving?
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Are you going to be driving to Memphis when you get the driver's license? I mean, you're going to need some actual highway hours.
Yeah.
So it's like an 8-hour drive to Memphis. So you just get behind the wheel. Everybody will be calm, sound asleep in the car. They won't be nervous at all with you driving, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think both my parents will be up.
Yeah, probably so. So now being a part of the life study, is this something that you're still excited about? Do you still like to go to Memphis and say, look, okay, I went through this. I want to make sure that nobody else has to go through it.
Yes.
Yeah. So just being a part of the whole St. Jude family is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
And now, so you came in, and I love the fact that, all right, so I love to stop by Dunkin' Donuts and get a coffee before I start my day. I see Tess has a large over there, and that's just awesome. We are like Dunkin' Donut family right here, but we're also part of the St. Jude family. So, Tess, we really appreciate you coming in and starting your day with us and Libby, and you guys sharing your story with us, and you've done it for several years now. Tess, we're so pleased that you're just happy and healthy, and you're a teenage girl, and you're going to be causing chaos in mom and dad's life and nerves when you get behind the wheel and everything else. Do you have any health issues or issues that you deal with on a daily basis because of the treatment and everything that you've been through?
She said she never ever wants to have to go to the doctor alone. She wants me to go with her for the rest of her life because she can't keep everything straight.
Yeah.
So she does have some long-term side effects, but it's nothing that's keeping her from living her life.
Right. Normal life.
Normal
Everyday
life. And
Yeah.
it's all managed through the awesome team that we have between Memphis and Peoria. And she's doing a really good job of advocating for herself and taking care of herself. But even when she does have things come up, like I said, we just take the bill, we hand it to St. Jude, they take care of it.
Yeah.
We don't have to worry about it. We don't have to think like, oh, let's wait and see what this does before we go pay for an MRI or before
Right.
we go. We don't have to do that. So
What a relief.
it is. And when we think back to 2009 and the 20%, her birthday was 2 weeks after her first chemo. And I remember thinking like, really, this could be the last one, but we're about ready to celebrate. How many more? 11 more? 12
Yeah.
more? I don't know. I can't do math in the morning. I haven't had coffee.
We'll go with 12. It'll be 12 more.
Yeah. 12 more. So we love birthdays in our house, but we love this one
Yeah.
a lot because it's just another reminder of where we've come and what St. Jude has done for our family and what they continue to do for our family and so many others. And
Right.
the fight's not over, and every day we're meeting new families who are getting a new diagnosis and who are back at, day one. So we're just so thankful that people become partners in hope and give to St. Jude because it still matters to us. It matters to help her live a life of a 15-year-old. So even though, she's a fun teenager, I'm laughing. She's very fun.
You didn't say that even close to having a straight face when you said that.
You take it for granted.
Right.
You have a teenager. Anyone that's lived with a teenager knows what I'm talking about. But, you have to stop for a minute and be thankful, whether you have a survivor as your teenager or a very healthy teenager.
Right.
We just are so thankful that people give and people are kind and generous with their money and their time.